So I really was. I've had like appointments like almost every day, and if I had one day or two off, I just had to finish that desk. I just could not go another month without getting that desk done. So I finished doing my files. Then I had to do my daughter's files. Then I had to do my son's files. And by the time I did that, since it was taking me so long, I was doing it little by little. There have been paperwork piled onto my desk, and I needed some of that stuff for like lease renewal and other stuff, registration papers for the car and stuff like that. So it took me about 5 days over the course of the last 3 months to finally finish the desk. That was a huge load off my back. Last week I was supposed to have a procedure and they canceled it because, paraphrasing, I'm too fat. Um, they had to postpone it because of I'm fat, and fat people die under anesthesia much more quickly than skinny people. So they have to do it in a hospital, which I appreciate. That always makes me nervous when they put me under. It's a quick 20-minute procedure. They have to check out my esophagus. They've been wanting to do this for a long time, but always it just was like insurance wanted 300. I had to pay $300, and then when I twice in December and I think in February, it felt like there was glass in my esophagus. It was horrible. It was every time I got sick, and I was like, I need to get this done, but the insurance wouldn't cover it because I had to pay like $1,500. I'm like, forget that. So I said, if by a miracle I reach my out of pocket, I'll do it. So finally reached my out of pocket. I was supposed to go there last Thursday, but they canceled it at the last minute and said, because you're, again paraphrasing, because you're so fat, this needs to be in the hospital so we can watch over you better, and if God forbid you stop breathing, we can revive you. You'll just get better care. So that was postponed. So I took advantage of having those couple of days that I thought I was going to do the procedure and recover. And so that's what I did. I finished the desk, and I have been dying to do this for a year, and I finally did it. I did the rainbow one. These are primary colors. So instead of using the pastels like I did last time, I took my light crime loose shadows in the primary colors. Actually, this orange was actually like a coppery bronze color, but I mixed it with orange. And then this is actually gold that I mixed with yellow, my light crime yellow. And so these are all the primary colors. I wanted one that wasn't pastel. But when I went to press it, some of these I didn't make as soft as the others, and it's got like a lift, and some of these got a bit of a lift. So when I try to pick up the color, I'm having a hard time. Also, the other idea that I had was I wanted to make a metallic one of silver, gold, bronze, and copper and bronze. And the last minute I decided to add white. You have to basically, when I did my daughter's, and I tried doing the primary colors last year, and my face is orange. Sorry, I guess the lighting in the back. I made them without using an actual highlighter. I thought, well, I wasted it. I'm almost finished with at least one of my lime crime loose powders. Because I made a pastel one for my daughter. I made a primary color one for me. They look so beautiful, but when they dried, they turn right back to powder. And so my daughter says when she got in the mail, it was just, a big messy powder in the box. And then mine turned to powder too. It kept like spilling, and I'm like, what the heck? And I thought that maybe if I added one of these oils, that would work. But then it turned it hard as a rock. So that was always had to throw it out. So basically the trick is you need to buy a highlighter and then mix it in with the highlighter. And I used up, I had one of my very white frosty loose powder shadows that I had purchased from another company, thinking that would make up for not having the highlighter, but it didn't. You actually need to buy a compact highlighter. And so LA Colors had a pure white one, and that's what I used for the Cool Colors. And then, but before I found that one at CVS, because they sell LA Colors now, went to Ulta and saw the Revolution, Makeup Revolution one. But this one, when I got home, I realized I had a golden green cast to it. I used it for all the warm colors, but you could tell there's like a little bit of a green cast. And basically what I did was, so when it came to this color, this is like, I think when Lime Crime had the Magic Dust, it was actually her bronze, but it was Diva. I mixed it with orange to give it a more copper tone. Then this is brown. This is the Dragon Scales. It's the brown with the green in it, but I added some of the bronze in it to give it more of a bronzy color. So again, I'm not sure if it's because the highlighter had that greenish yellow cast. I have a hard time with this one showing. It's pretty though. This is just an idea how I really wanted to do it, but when I swipe my finger, you don't even see the brown. You only see the orangey copper color. See, like here you see mostly the gold instead of the orangey copper. And then the white and silver look almost the same. So it didn't come out as pigmented with the Makeup Revolution one. That I can't get the brown to show. That's, you know, I put it over here, up here, and I just can't get it to show. So, but you know, I had fun making. I took one afternoon to do it. I had a lot of fun making it. I'm really happy I finally worked on one of the projects I really wanted to work on this summer. So I appreciated the days I had off last week. Just took care of business. You know, now that means that next week I'm going to have a full week, and then the following week is the week before school starts, and I just took the whole week off except for Friday because my husband asked me if I could make an appointment for the dentist. So I just made an appointment for all of us for the dentist for that Friday. But I just appreciate that I had that. Finally got to finish those things. You know, put away my laundry. Finished washing all my sheets. Now all I have left is to clean that bathroom. And before school starts, I'll clean my brushes from the summer. So that was a relief to be able to do that. But yeah, I've been like ENTs and you name it, pulmonologist. I did the sleep lab thingy. You know, and I'm finding out more and more that thing, it just doesn't work for me. She put it on so tight that it put so much pressure on my sinuses I could barely breathe. So then she switched the humidifier from cold to hot. She said, oh, the coldness is stuffing your nose. No. She put that thing on so tight. That's what was putting pressure on my sinuses. The ENT says, so she switched it from cool humidifier to a warm humidifier, which probably explains why I couldn't. This humidity, I can't breathe in humidity. So that might explain why it was all the way up to 9 and I was barely feeling it. All this water starts pouring out of it. And a few times I stopped breathing only because I was trying to talk and I couldn't talk. So something tells me they're going to say, see, you stopped breathing. The only reason why I physically had to stop breathing, it wasn't like I fell asleep and I stopped breathing, is because I'm trying to talk and I can't because all this pressure's going into my mouth and I couldn't talk. But I can't feel it. I feel it when I try to talk, but I don't feel it when I'm trying to breathe. I was having the worst time. So I see the pulmonist on Thursday, and let's see what happens with that. You know, he's probably gonna be mad at me, but I mean, I did not want to do a full face mask, that's for sure. That would have freaked me out even more. But yeah, the Prozac kicked in 100%. I actually started dreaming, but ever since I came back from the lab study, I have been having a little bit of trouble. It's like I just feel like I'm more like dried out in there. So I have been a little bit anxious, but I've been sleeping. I've been breathing. You know, I've been doing doing fine, you know, with the Prozac. It's kicked in 100%, thank God. So yeah, the ENT said I had a very very small what's that thing called again? Deviated septum. That it's very tiny. He saw my X-rays of my son, whatever, the CAT scans. He said there is some water, but not. It's so insignificant. He's saying that there's really nothing that needs to be done unless I'm just really, really having a lot of trouble. And he said the water is all the way down here in my inner, deep, deep within my inner ear. And I went to get my thyroid checked, and they said yes, my thyroids are swollen, which is probably why my face looks so much more swollen. But that the Prozac is correcting that, she was saying. So they wanted me to take these new injections for diabetics who have problems with their liver. And she said, this is going to take away your appetite. I said, but Prozac's already taken away my appetite. Well, then this will take your appetite even more. I'm like, I was skeptical. I used it. I was so hungry I couldn't stop eating the whole week and gained 3 pounds. I lost a total of 24 pounds, I think it was. Or 23 pounds, and I gained back the 3 pounds. So she wanted me to try one more. I had actually really had a bad reaction. My neck got all rashy and red and itchy. My throat got like there was a lump in it. Yeah, it was. I had a really bad reaction to it. And she said try it one more time and take a Benadryl. But I said, you know what? I'm going to weigh myself first and see if I gain weight. And I did. So I'm not even going to try that again. And then I stopped taking. I feel better. My appetite's gone down. My stomach, you know. So I've just been to so many doctors. Trying to think. The cardiologist gave me that medication I told you about. I found out it's been recalled for cancer. So they're supposed to, I gotta take it to get my money back. It's like, if you could believe it, Valsartan is on a recall for cancer. So that was crazy. I only took it twice. And one was by accident because it was in my pill box and I forgot to take it out. But just so many different doctors, so many different things. And my blood pressure seems to have gone down more. I think they said it went down to like, it was 150 over 70. I think they said it went down to 129 over 70 or something like that. So that's pretty cool. And that's without the extra medication. So yeah, I'm just glad that my plans for the procedure last week didn't happen. But I just got a call right now that Stephanie's supposed to see another doctor and another plastic surgeon, and then it turned out that they do take her Medicaid, but there's like 4 different kinds of Medicaids, and they don't take my daughter's Medicaid. So now I gotta find another doctor. So I don't know what's gonna happen. My daughter doesn't want to go through with the surgery because she just doesn't trust the plastic surgeon at the clinic after everything that she put us through, and it should have been done. This should have been done last month. I even called up the hospital public relations department to complain that this should not be. And found out that I'm not the first person to do that. However, she still kept saying she's a really good doctor. She's very good at what she does, blah, blah, blah. But my daughter just doesn't want to go through with it because she doesn't trust her, and I don't either. So I gotta try and do that hopefully before the end of the year, and then I can do my surgery in December. But other than that, I'm on antibiotics. I gotta take antibiotics. I went to the infectious clinic and I had to take antibiotics in very, very small doses to try and get this infection away. One of them I had bad reactions to, and I'm on another one. Thank God it worked. Thank God it worked. And because pretty much they were like, if this doesn't work, we're just gonna give up on basically. And if this doesn't work, it just isn't worth it. I mean, you've tried like 7 different antibiotics. I was like, oh, so what they're saying is that I'm not worth it? That's kind of like how I felt. But, you know, it's worked. The last one they gave me is working, thank God. And it's funny because the pharmacist was worried. She says, you know, a lot of people have bad reactions to this. But if I am having it, it's not really affecting me. So that's working. Thank God.